Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jake Trumper, and I'm just touching grass right now because anytime we do videos about YouTubers, I want to come out into the real world and remind myself the real world is more important than the virtual world. Go outside. That being said, I do want to talk about Fousytube because I'm a little worried. He's continuously, every time he makes a video, you're like, okay, what's happening here? Now, Fousytube is a very talented creator. I know it's kind of cringe to say that maybe, but I do believe that. He knows how to get views, he knows how to make videos to get people to talk about him, and he has continuously performed and gotten these views that he's after. Now, as a performer, he gets a lot of trolls and enablers. And that's what I want to talk about today, is the trolls and enablers in Fousy's life, leading to what I think is less of a promo and more of a downfall.
The fuck away! Oh my god. When you should have stepped in and protected me. What the fuck? He's trying to go viral off my name. People allow me to protect my image. How the fuck do you guys not understand that? I have mental problems. I need help.
Now, Fousytube has a lot of big plans coming up with like G7, etc., right? And he knows that if he wants eyeballs on that, he's got to do some stuff to get some views, stir up some controversy, say some wacky, silly stuff, and it works. The problem I see is when Fousy puts on his crazy creator cap to get attention, he has a very hard time switching back to the Fousytube that is much more grounded, that talks about religion and praises his religious views, talks about positivity, and overall is like a normal person who is fun to be around. When he puts on that creator cap to stir up controversy and be wacky, zany, say very like controversial things to get clicks, he has a very hard time switching back, and I think this really helps him spiral into these manic episodes we've seen. And for you kids out there, let me explain. For instance, right now I'm normal Jake talking to you. Then I put on my silly, goofy Jake mask. Woo, now I'm silly, goofy, saying controversial things to get clicks. And then I take it off, and I'm back to being normal Jake. And something just got knocked over. That's the power of goofy, controversial Jake. Anyways, the difference there is when Fousy puts on his silly, goofy Fousytube mask, he can't take it off. It's literally like a horror movie. Once it's on, it's not coming off. He's like Jim Carrey with the mask, okay? He goes bazonk, okay? I don't even know if that's a word, but he starts saying crazy, controversial stuff that's just getting him in more hot water. Yes, it's getting views, but it's not getting the longevity of views. That was for the kids who don't understand the inability to separate the character from the person. Now, the main point I wanted to talk about was the trolling and the enabling going on. Now, with trolling, everyone gets it, right? I do something cringy, someone's going to roast me for it, it's going to troll me for it, and most of us, we can accept it. We'll be like, oh yeah, I did something cringy. Either I'm going to ignore it, address it, or just move on, right? But there's some creators that do not handle trolling well. They really let it get to them, which is understandable. It's not fun to deal with, but we've seen very negative things come from it. But this is not a video to sit there and be like, don't troll Fousy. It's going to happen. That's not my point. My point is to speak to people who enable Fousy, not the yes men around him, but the comments on Twitter, right? You see one of his videos, and you'll see people calling it cringe, saying stuff like that, but then you'll see a lot of people who are like, G7, baby, you're doing it, you're doing great things, you're going to blow up, yeah, Fousy's back, baby, under very alarming videos, red flag videos, and it's like you're not helping by enabling. And I know a lot of people who are like, well, I'm not enabling, I just know it's all an act. That's why I'm supporting it. I know he's doing this as an act to get views. I would have believed that years ago, but we've continuously seen Fousy have these manic breakdowns, and it's not an act. He's talked about thinking about self-harm in the past during these manic episodes, during the downs of these episodes. So by us enabling him during these episodes, it's not helping him. Now, I know there's a lot of controversy of the sketch stuff he's done. I'm not very well versed on that. So if you're like, I already canceled Fousy for the sketch stuff he did, I'm not talking about that. Like, it could be completely valid. Whatever happened to the airport stuff, I don't even know. All I know is that's crazy stuff that I'm not even going to touch. This isn't about canceling, uncanceling. It's about enabling and how unhelpful it is to enable someone when they're going through stuff like this. So if you're a Fousy fan and you're watching this and you're like, yo, Jake, you're making me really angry. Why? Because I'm telling you it's not good to enable someone. Now, I do think a large amount of people cheering him on are just trolling him, which, again, never going to stop. But if you do truly believe in Fousy, maybe seek ways to help him come back down to earth and reality rather than continuously build him up. Because what happened last time is people just kept higher, 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 higher. And the higher you make him go, the harder the fall is going to be. And we've seen this happen so many times on social media where someone's going through an episode, instead of like having someone in his support base that can help them, they turn to social media, and social media just keeps building them higher and higher and higher until finally, when their down comes from these episodes, it's a horrific situation. So all I'm saying is like, hey, it's like a Black Mirror episode right now. It's like I'm watching a Black Mirror episode, but not one of the good ones. You know, it's one of the ones no one talks about. Like, they were still in a good season, but no one talks about it. That's what this feels like. So it's just, I don't know. I'm worried. Nothing I can do to fix the situation. The most that's going to come from this is he sends people to come hate me. So I personally, I like grew up watching him, and like I was a kid who like watched pranks, and obviously like we all did. So I like grew up watching him, and it's just kind of sad to see it now, where it's like, dang, these episodes are sad when people are building it up. But I'm just rambling at this point. So bye.